Angel's Egg, a dystopian fantasy tale following a young girl roaming the streets of a nearly abandoned city, protecting the only thing in the world to give her hope, an egg. For the girl, hope is something to keep with you at all times. It's her path to navigating the horrors of this life. For the boy, hope is but a lie. Where most films would lean on exposition to convey the world building, action to add excitement, and character development to make you emotionally invested, Angel's Egg forgoes all of it, instead choosing to let the audience dwell in the macabre surrealism of its setting. The experience of watching Angel's Egg isn't akin to anything else. Mamoru Oshii, the film's director, sets out to build this world of dystopia through atmosphere alone. It starts in the ominous opening sequence, where the boy stands on the edge of a world unknowable. We peek into eggs held high and follow a girl wandering the streets of a baroque, empty city. Isolation and loneliness loom as the girl spends her days rummaging through abandoned buildings, filling her vase with water, and avoiding the stone-like fishermen. That is until the boy enters her life. And with his introduction, the central tension of the film. A messenger from a world beyond has come to either destroy or protect the egg. With a single look, the audience has to identify the boy as friend or foe. Released in 1986, Angel Egg's slow and difficult form of storytelling has garnered critical acclaim, but far less commercial popularity compared to other iconic films of the era like Akira, Ghost in the Shell, and the works of Studio Ghibli. With the release of its beautiful 4K restoration, it has been on the mind of many. A film that asks much of the audience and tells little. It can be easy to leave Angel's Egg wanting more from its story, wishing it would be more explicit in its messaging. While there are many interpretations of this film, for me, its interrogation of hope, what it costs to believe, struck me most on my recent watch. After the initial encounter, the boy soon follows and later travels with the girl. Their companionship, of sorts, comes with questions. Who are you? What's inside the egg? These questions linger as the duo move through a world of horror. You don't get a sense of kinship between them or even trust. Circumstance seems to be the driving force around their wanderings. They find themselves admiring myths carved into walls, from the tree of life and the dove to the flooding of the world as Noah would only remain. Christian imagery is everywhere here. Oshii has a complicated relationship with faith, but to say he brings a specific, singular message to this film would be to deny the textual evidence that confuses and contradicts. However, the complexity of that relationship forms into the myriad of biblical references and imagery we see, this imagery being a foothold for the audience to grasp onto in a story that does so little that we're used to. All of this leading back to hope, to the egg. The boy states early in the film,
卵は割ってみなければ、その中に何が入っているのかわからないものだよ。
This is the paradox of faith. How can you truly understand what you believe until you know exactly what it entails? This tension, what's in the egg, holds the film's slow and difficult messaging together. It provides a core to the movie, one that in every moment the audience gets to hang their thoughts on. Will this egg bring salvation for the girl, or could the boy actually want to break it? That tension adds to the sensory details in the storytelling. Oshii focuses on landmarks in the city, carvings of creatures long since gone, or trees that used to be worshipped. The girl sees her reflection in a mirror under the stained glass, trying to see a version of herself that doesn't exist in reality. The most explicit connection to Christianity comes from the story of Noah. The boy does not understand why he knows the story, nor even remembers where he came from, but recounts it as if it's buried deep in his psyche. The boy wonders what would happen if God forgot about Noah and left the world flooded. Oshii allows the audience to decide if the boy and the girl roam a flooded world that God abandoned, or if it's a more general metaphor for the total collapse of society. The idea that this world is recovering from a flood matches much of the imagery we see: a floating vessel sitting above a giant body of water, the scarcity of drinkable water, and soldiers who hunt shadows of fish from the sky. Hope isn't the only connection to looking within the egg, but it relates to film criticism as well. Like the egg, films and art can stand in our consciousness on beauty alone. We don't need to crack it open to get meaning or value from it, but within its beauty could lie so much more. For this film, you can experience it without ever trying to engage with its ideas on a greater level, but would you forever be wondering what else it offered? Maybe one of the most unique aspects of this film, one that deeply contributes to its surrealism, is its use of time. Characters don't know where they are in the history of the world, nor do they understand how long they've been living in the streets. The passage of time in this setting is ambiguous. Have they been walking for only a day or two, or weeks on end? Angel's Egg never allows you to find solid footing, instead making you live in the unknown. It goes for the setting as well. Earlier, I categorized the city as Baroque, but in truth, much of what we see not only feels out of the past, but the future as well. Characters speak of the past as if they're almost there, but seem too young to live beyond this current moment in time. This muddling of time and moment connects to hope. When you have belief in something, how long are you meant to wait for an answer? How long can you go on believing without definition? The ending of the film matches the bleakness of its setting. The boy who seemed to bring companionship to the girl breaks the egg in the middle of the night and leaves her behind. She wakes in crisis as the egg is empty and the revelation of what's inside is laid bare. The dove does not exist here. It was nothing more than a hollow egg. The girl runs off and throws herself into water where she meets her reflection, a girl who continues to believe, and this spawns the creation of more eggs. Reflections are a motif common in Oshii's films. In Ghost of the Shell, it deepens the Major's search for identity as a robot in a human world. In Angel's Egg, the various reflections are ambiguous. The girl sees into a sort of future for herself. In the mirror, it's as if nothing has ever gone wrong, but the reality could be that she never swam out of that lake she plunged into. The ending of this film plays into time. As the girl meets an older version of herself, the strains of time become more pronounced. For the boy who stands on the edge of a sea, looking up to the floating craft from the start of the movie, statues form its structure. In the middle, a girl holding an egg. Is this place a version of heaven, or has the film moved forwards in time? Maybe the faith of the young girl was rewarded as humanity has now found ways of navigating the world, or it was done in vain. The flood persists, and those with faith are turned into nothing more than stone, belief resulting in no change in the world. It's a haunting and abrupt ending to the film, one that I always find challenging to make sense of. For all of the film's beauty and serenity, it's hard to come away with a feeling positive about what you just experienced. The world of dystopia and the harsh change of the boy. A messenger comes to remove all hope from the world. Above all else, Angel Egg holds the audience in the moment. Oshii uses long takes and still shots to force viewers to be present. With a 71-minute runtime, it feels like it's run for almost 3 hours. Every time I watch it, I come away with a different feeling. Maybe the boy was trying to protect the girl from false hope. Even better, the girl took that reality and turned it into something positive. To break the egg or not? Should we live in an ignorant form of bliss, believing that things can get better, or must we face a reality head first? Is there a cost to hope? Should you be punished for belief in visualizing a better world, or should you be pragmatic and find only answers? The boy wants to shatter any falsehoods, while the girl sees a world where those falsehoods become true. Hope can be a hard thing to come by, when everyone around you seems so opposite. For me, nothing brings hope quite like a piece of art that stops me in my tracks, the one that gives a transcendent experience unique only to it. Angel's Egg itself brings hope to those who view it, for its beauty, surrealism, and complexity alone show that hope does not come at a cost, that those who are willing to believe must set aside the realities of the world, risk looking a fool, and picture a world better and more interesting than the one we currently live in. For all of us, have an egg of our own. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Angel's Egg is one of my favorite anime movies of all time, so it was a joy to finally be able to make a video on it. I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons and YouTube members. They are so crucial for helping this channel continue going, and I'm really appreciative of their support. If you want to consider pledging, you get access to this channel's Discord server where I host anime watch-alongs, your name at the end of every video, and exclusive posts. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.